All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Facade. In this video, we're going to be in the 168-pound division and talking about Terence Crawford as we are walking up on a fight week with Jaron Ennis, who will be fighting on October 13th. I do believe he's going to be fighting in Atlantic City against Lima, I do believe is his last name. A fight that I am very, very much looking forward to, which will bring in a conversation that should be had, which is that Terence Crawford is not willing to fight Jaron Ennis because Terence Crawford is scared that he will lose to that young man. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Facade, and in this video, we're going to be in the 168-pound division, or should I say rather the 154-pound division, where Jaron Ennis is going to make his debut in a fight against Lima that is going to be taking place next weekend, next Saturday the 13th. Now, I am extremely excited for every single solitary Jaron Ennis fight because I know what I'm looking at with Jaron Ennis. Despite what you may hear about who the best fighters in the world are, who has fought the best fighters, who has the best resume, despite what you hear about names like Canelo, Terence Crawford, Monster Inoue, Shakur Stevenson, whoever, Dimitri Bivol. One guy that belongs in that conversation, in my opinion, is Jaron Boots Ennis. Unfortunately for Jaron Ennis is so good that people do not want to fight him. But we live in an environment, boxing environment, where nobody can come out their mouth and say, I don't want to fight that guy because I think he may beat me. But you better believe that is, even though you never hear anybody say it, that is a very real thing in the sport of boxing or in any sport. If you can avoid fighting your dangerous opponents or guys that you don't think you can beat, nobody will ever know for sure if they can beat you, so you can keep on moving with it. So guys like David Benavidez get passed over. Guys like Jaron Ennis get passed over. Guys like Erislandy Lara get passed over. Fighter after fighter after fighter gets passed over because they're so good that the major fighters out there think they may have an opportunity. They may be at risk of losing. Now, Terence Bud Crawford, in my opinion, is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. However, when he gave an interview to Andre Ward and said that Jaron Ennis had the opportunity to fight him before and he didn't take it, I am here to tell you that Terence Crawford is absolutely, positively not telling the truth. For Terence Crawford to say that Jaron Ennis had an opportunity means that Terence Crawford would have considered saying yes if certain things had taken place. That is what I'm telling you is not the truth. There is no point in time that Terence Crawford was considering taking a fight with Jaron Ennis. Anything and everything to the contrary is nothing but smoke and mirrors, because you're not allowed as a fighter to say that you don't want to fight someone. There's all kind of gimmicks and mechanisms that you can use and that people have been using in order to make it look like you're trying to fight someone, when in actuality you're not. You're just trying to control the narrative and not have a negative perception put on you that you're ducking someone. So to avoid being accused of being a duck, people come up with all kinds of scenarios where they fake like they're willing to take a fight. Some techniques are called, that we've seen in the past, are low ball offers, right? Take, for example, when Devin Haney had no intention whatsoever of fighting Shakur Stevenson at 135 pounds for his WBC title. What did Bill Haney and Devin Haney do? They offered him a contract, or they went to them and said something to the fact of getting 25% of the purse. they offered him 25% of the purse when the WBC mandated that Shakur Stevenson get at least 30. So Devin Haney and Bill Haney offered Shakur less money than they were willing to take. They knew they were willing to take so that they would turn down the fight. They dropped the belt, move up, which is what they wanted to do anyway. But they want to have their cake and eat it too by calling Shakur Stevenson a duck, but yet moving up and doing exactly what they wanted to do. That's what I'm telling you is happening to Jaron Ennis, left, right, front, and center. Ever since somebody, a content creator, created this facade of a negotiation taking place between Terence Crawford's camp and Jaron Ennis's camp before, watch this, before Errol Spence fought Terence Crawford. They were claiming that Terence Crawford was considering that fight. No way, no how. He had a fight with David Abanichan. There's no way you're telling me that he's taking that fight on that short of notice with Jaron Ennis, but he was really looking for Jaron Ennis to fight him in Omaha, Nebraska, and not a pushover for the same amount of money in David Abanichan. Do not try to convince me that he was looking to fight Jaron Ennis instead of doing an undisputed fight with Errol Spence Jr. No way in the world. And don't try to tell me he was trying to fight Jaron Ennis instead of Ismail Madmarov at 154 pounds. And please don't tell me that he was trying to fight Jaron Ennis at any weight class over the Canelo Alvarez fight he had at 168. And Terence Crawford is not trying to fight Jaron Ennis now. And why is that? Because the risk is too high. Believe it or not, Terence Crawford is 38 years old and he knows it. Canelo Alvarez is well into his 30s. There is a big difference between fighting guys that are roughly your same size and your same age and fighting a guy that is in his mid to late 20s that has everything in the world that he can do in a ring. He can box, he can slug, he can punch, he has defense, he has exceptional footwork, he's highly confident. Do not tell me that Terence Crawford is actually trying to fight the guy. He's not. He had no intention on doing it. But what is happening? Jaron Ennis gets his name torn down anytime Terence Crawford's name is brought up so that the people around Terence Crawford do not have to deal with the fact that the most qualified fighter in the world to fight him right now is Jaron Ennis. Similar to older fighters back in the day, like let's look at Sonny Liston. When Sonny Liston was an older fighter, ran through Floyd Patterson, ran through Eddie Machen, ran through everybody in that division, right? What happens when he jumps up in there with a guy that they thought was too green, too loudmouth, but had all kind of talent? All of a sudden, Sonny Liston got real old and Cassius Clay got real mature. And what do you see? Pop, 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 whooping. Not saying that would happen with Terence Crawford, but I'm also not going to say that it wouldn't happen with Terence Crawford, that Terence Crawford wouldn't start getting hit with counters that he's throwing will wind up with an extra punch at the end of the combinations. You don't know how fast Jaron Ennis is compared to Terence Crawford either. And the switching of the stances, it's almost impossible to see a guy that is at the top of his sport being able to lose to somebody that you think is unproven. However, fighters have proven it in the past, and people know this, which is why they're keeping guys away from Jaron. Don't fall for the BS about Virgil Ortiz getting ducked by Jaron, Devin Haney being ducked by Jaron, Teofimo Lopez being ducked by Jaron. If those fights ain't happening, it's because of gamesmanship, scheduling, and other drama and other kind of stuff people are just trying to play out in the media. Watch Jaron in his fight on 2 weeks from now on Next Saturday against this guy Lima. I promise you're going to see an exceptional fighter. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.